Hi again, it's Michelle Klippert and Christine Kersen at the real estate store. We tried this just a minute ago and had some technical difficulties. Yes. So we're trying again. So yes. We were talking about it being almost the end of the year here at the real estate store in Montrose, Colorado. Yeah. And so far our weather's been pretty good.
Yes, thank goodness. It's a beautiful day today, sunny.
Sunny, it's been nice.
It's a great day to come downtown and do some shopping.
Yes, you're right. You're exactly right. But we wanted to just chat a couple of things, and I'm not sure if your picture's coming in very well because I'm not seeing you very well, and that is the New Year maintenance and innovations. We were talking about the big ticket items that we should be thinking about for the next year, because here we only have a couple weeks left of 2019, and now we'll have 2020. Yes. And some of the big ticket items we should think about at the beginning of the year are things that we may need to change in our homes or have maintenance on in our homes. One being the roof.
Yes, yes. It's a great time to have your roof checked. If you have an older home, and 30 years is the average life. So if you're getting close to that point, it's definitely a good idea to have someone come out and check it out. And even if you don't need a new roof, typically if you have pro panel roof, screws will start coming up. Things need to be caulked again. Just general maintenance, but at least get an idea of what the life is of your roof.
And I think it's important then that way you could plan, because we know roofs are not cheap.
No.
And if you had to finance it or plan it, take a second out on your home, because it's that important. And something that we need to stress is maintenance on the house does not add value. What it does, guys, is it maintains value. So if you were needing to put on that $15,000 to $30,000 roof, you're not going to add 15 or 30,000.
You're not going to necessarily get it back.
Right, as far as adding it to over and above. But it will maintain your value. And if you do not do that, and you're the only one on the block with the bad roof, well, then you've lost value.
Well, and honestly, it makes your house easier to sell if you had a new roof. Whereas if you thought, oh, I'll just sell it with the old roof, someone else can deal with it. Well, the reality is it's probably going to take you longer to sell, and you probably will not get as much.
And also, Christine, we often have loans that are conditional upon how good that roof is.
Yes, yes.
So if you have a bunch of shingles being missed and things like that, then it may be called out in some sense of an appraisal or something like that, that you would have to get it fixed anyway.
Yeah.
So not just your own living, but if you were planning on reselling, I think it's important to think about that big ticket item. And on that, we were even talking about metal versus regular roofs. It's going to cost you more for the materials on metal, but it will last longer, obviously. Yeah. And we were even talking about Tesla has new shingles out for solar.
Yes, yeah. You can put a roof on your house that the shingles are the panel.
Yeah, it's built in. It's the panel itself. Now, from the information we're getting, and mind you, I haven't yet to see one of those houses.
No.
Anybody. But the information that we're getting is that it's going to be the same cost of a traditional shingled home. However, it may not last as long. Because it's about technology built within.
And I think once you add the technology to make use of the energy savings, that probably adds a little more expense than your regular roof would. But then you have to think, okay, how long am I going to stay in my house? And how many years is it going to take me to get that value back?
Right. And it could be a resale issue, but you have a positive and negative on that. And an example is we were talking about people would put in the 90s, even 80s, puts huge solar panels on the top of their roofs. I mean,
ginormous,
drill things in. You have a huge solar panel, but not always is that panel working currently in 2019. Yeah. So here you have a massive panel drilled into the roof.
Yeah. And it doesn't.
And it doesn't work. And so it's like, what is that? So another decoration, like our big. I was thinking the satellites at one time. Everybody turned into a flower or something.
But I see those occasionally. But.
So something to consider is, do I even want that on my roof? they can still work not on the roof, but on the ground itself. It may in our future be a wiser thing to not drill it on the roof, to put it in a different location. That way when those don't work or technology passes it by, we can replace it easily.
Yeah.
And then we're not damaging the structure of the roof or the house to get it out. So maybe something we need to think about, or you need to think about in your future. And so that was one had led us into solar and solar roofs. But another is a heating source. So a lot of times our heaters are not working correctly or to its maximum benefit.
Yes.
It's probably a good idea to have your heater checked at the first year. Just making sure that, I mean, if you do need to replace it, we do have homes that were 70s and they have the same heaters, and people will say, well, you know, it's still working, which granted might be still working. However, maybe not the capacity it needs to be working at.
Well, are they energy efficiency either? Because nowadays they make them so efficient, where if you have one from, you know, the 70s, obviously you're not going to get the same amount of efficiency out of it. So you definitely do want to get them checked out. They recommend every year to have someone come in and at least replace air filters and do just a basic run through. And
the basic run through may include CO2 detection. I mean, sometimes those things leak CO2, and you want to make sure your family is safe and in an environment that's safe. So, I mean, that is definitely an important thing. And if you think about the life of the home, if you had to replace one, obviously we're probably cheaper than a roof. I mean, maybe you're looking at $3,000 to $8,000, depending on the type of house, that type of thing, and then be able to finance that. Figure out, do I need to take a second in the house? For those things, but being able to prepare yourself to maintain your property.
Well, and when those things do go out, they are when you absolutely least expect it, and in the worst possible time, because it's not going to go out in the middle of the summer
or in the fall when it's like really nice.
And then you're calling the plumber, you're getting an emergency service out, and believe me, you will pay for that.
So just one check the beginning of the year could be an awesome thing. And we were talking about too the thermostats, because you can get the smart thermostats that go with these properties. I mean,
and they are so nice. You know, even for your daily use, you go to work and you think, did I turn down the heater? Because you don't need it at 70 when you're at work all day. You can go on your phone and there it is. I have a lot of friends and colleagues that own vacation rentals, and it's a great thing to have in a vacation rental, because if you live out of state, you can check, oh, my temperature's at 50, we'll be all right. You know, so you know your pipes aren't going to freeze, and you can control it from your telephone. Which
so that is
really
a great,
nice.
that is a great technology advancement that we have. We just want to remind you, when we have these kind of advancements, and when we get all excited about our smart houses, and sometimes we alter not the functionality of the house, but the actual house itself to maybe put a smart device in the structure itself, which is never that good of an idea. The reason I'm telling you this is because smart things should be on the outside of structure, so that when those as we know, the technology is going to change, then we're not digging into our walls. To be able to take those out. So like that nest is a brilliant idea, because like you said, you don't even need any other wiring to go with that.
And when smart houses and first came out, yes, they did put all of that into the infrastructure of the house, the extra wiring and whatnot. And nowadays, anything that you go buy at wherever, Home Depot, Amazon, you just plug it in. You know, it's
that's a great advancement. So, because that's the number one thing that's going to date your house, is when you are chiseling away at it for technology, which will change within 2 years or 3 years. So just think about those things, because we're really able to be ahead of the curve and keep our houses smart all the time by changing it out. And so that's really a great idea as well. So just we want to let you know that these are just a couple of ideas that we want you to think about for the first of the year. We will have many ideas for you next year.
Yes.
We will not be having Real Talk for Real Estate until next year.
Until next year.
Until next year. We will be celebrating with our families during the holidays, and we want to make sure that you all know that the real estate store is open. We are available. There are certain days, obviously Christmas Eve, that we are not going to be available, but you can always get us by email and phone, and we'd be happy to help you. Yep. So with that, Christine and I would like to thank you for being a part of Real Talk for Real Estate. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about next year in our ever-changing job of real estate, to keep you on the cutting edge, we hope. And we want to thank you again. Yes. And have a very happy holiday season.
Yep. We will see you next year.
See you
Thank
next
you.
Year.